house. Hey, everybody, welcome to the podcast. We are the No Fluff, No Gimmicks Raw podcast for entrepreneurs, specifically real estate investors. If you're interested, we are the Golden Ticket Podcast. Check us out at thegoldenticketpodcast.com. I'm your host, Jesse Davis, and my guy,
co-host
from Florida.
all day long.
I always say it every time, but this is the man, dude. He's the man. Look at him. He's the man. Jason Cueto.
Ooh, you're getting good on the saying of the last name. So good.
Well, I dated a Mexican, so I've learned a little bit of Spanish.
Yes.
Actually, I live in Texas, so I've worked in restaurants and I've worked in pipeline construction. So it's a lot of a lot of bad words and a lot of food. That's what I know. And I work in hospitals in Houston downtown before, so I have to learn all the medical stuff too. So I can kind of have a little bit of something, but yeah. So what's going on, man?
Nothing much, bud.
We talked a little bit.
How you doing over there? How are things coming along? Going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Is it going to the fourth quarter? Wait, where are we at right now?
I mean, second quarter.
Second quarter. I was like, wait, dude, where are we at? It's almost Christmas time.
Please edit that.
Christmas, baby. Merry Christmas. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Halloween. Ho, ho, ho. Happy Halloween. Merry Christmas. So, man, I'm just trying to stay motivated. And, man, I would just say the struggle of being a single man, solopreneur, and you're working from home. People think, oh, dude, you have so much time. It's so great. But, dude, it is a struggle for real. Like trying to be time management. And today that's our topic. Trying to get yourself motivated to get up and do the stuff you're supposed to do, because it is difficult if you're not held accountable.
Yeah.
You can hold yourself accountable. Nobody else is going to do it for you.
Yeah.
People can help you. I mean, you're married, so like I feel like, and you have children at home, so I feel like I'm not saying it's easier for you. I'm just saying like when my kids are here, I have to get up at 8 o'clock in the morning. That's when they wake up. But when my kids aren't here, no one's here to tell me to get up, so tell me a little bit about that. I kind of want to just jump into it. I don't know if you want to talk about. I do want to talk about your deal you talked about last time. We'll talk about that maybe at the end. That the ocean front or something property you were talking about in the last podcast.
But
for right now, I just want
to go in reverse if you want. I could tell you that the land is in a conservatorship, which basically I learned means that they've got first right of refusal to purchase a parcel. Never mind the fact that more than half of the land is covered in water. Clearly, there's a reason why I've got a steep discount on that little 3/4 acre parcel. Long story short, and I kid you not, this is the most views I've ever gotten on Zillow. I think it's up to like 2,500 views.
Oh, you're kidding. Oh, how many saves? How many saves you get?
Close to 100.
Okay, nice. Okay.
But everyone probably knows the same thing. Let's not waste too much time with that. At the end of the day, the land is not buildable. You can't build anything.
Gotcha.
You might be able to pitch a tent, but otherwise you can't build it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that just ruins the whole deal, really.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, I mean, just kind of getting into what you're saying. You go first. Tell me what you're doing during the daytime to really keep yourself pumped up.
Time management. Golly, man. It is like, it's horrible for me, dude. Because I have no accountability. Trying to get up and get stuff going and trying to have a schedule is hard. Trying to get up early, which I haven't been doing. But ideally would be get up at a certain time, which is 5:30, which I want to get up at. I know that I can get up, eat my breakfast, get a shower, all that stuff, read, go to the gym, come home and be sitting down on the computer at 9 a.m. and then and ideally work all day. I have 3 days. I have Monday through Wednesday to do work. And after that, my kids are here and I can't do anything. So have I done that? No. I'll be honest with everybody. I haven't done that. No. Shame on me, right? But I think as far as like what you should be doing and what you should not be doing, because a lot of times I think as new entrepreneurs, you want to work on your website, and I've been there too. Work on your website. Um, uh, if you're doing something like, just for example, just like raw, but like if you're doing something like with bandit signs or something, you're trying to work on a design for your bandit sign or your website, or you're analyzing a lot of deals. You're not talking to anybody, and I think that's where we kind of struggle. Is like that's where you're making the mistake. Is you have to make the calls,
Yeah.
um, or text, whatever you're doing. Just you got to be speaking to people, and
Full
that's
time.
the most important part.
Full time.
What's it called? They say income generating activities,
Yeah.
and the other stuff is just um, they say what's they say? They say when you're doing other stuff like that, that's called what again? Like that's called something. When you're like doing like
It's called non-money making
there you go.
activities at the end of the
So
day.
that's
I know
yeah,
what you
there you
mean.
go. Yeah.
I know
So
what you mean.
what about you though? I mean,
Yeah.
what I know you're like set at 5:30 every no, you're set at 4:30. 5:30 you're sleeping in on Saturdays. So like what
Correct yourself.
and I know that you're like that's your schedule and that's kind of that's how my dad is too. He gets up at 5:30 every morning. But he takes a nap in the middle of the day. So I'm like, well, are you really getting up early? But like, what motivates you?
Yeah.
What gets you to get to that point of
Yeah.
like, and then what's your time management throughout the day? What's your schedule like?
Yeah.
Tell us a little about that.
Yeah. I'll give you a great picture. I mean, listen, I'm not gonna no messing around this, and I don't say this to impress you. I mean, you and I are pretty straight shooters. I'm up at 4 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Not 4:30, not 5 o'clock. 4 o'clock, Monday through
Four,
Friday.
dang.
I'm up at 5 o'clock, Saturday and
Well, tell
Sunday.
us,
Sundays I
but tell us
cheat.
exactly what you do. Tell me when you
Yeah.
so you're waking up. Your alarm goes off at 4. Is that right? Or you just get up
Yeah.
at 4? That's just your circadian rhythm.
Right. 4 o'clock, I'm up. And other than having the morning ritual, the reading, the journaling, the meditating, the stretching, all that other stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and knowing that the kids are going to be getting up at say around 6:30. Let's fast forward. Once I drop off my daughter, okay, literally like clockwork, by 8:20, I am in the clubhouse. So you're thinking, what the hell are you doing at 8:20 or 8:30? I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm doing. And I think if you're new or even seasoned, you should be doing this. One of the things I'm doing is I'm dedicating a minimum of an hour, sometimes 2 hours, of listening to a podcast that's land related. Okay. I've already listened to my motivational stuff during the course of the morning or the evening. So if I'm working, then that means I'm listening to something that's going to master my craft. So, first hour or so, while I might be replying to emails and texts and like generic stuff, you can say, that first hour is listening to podcasts simultaneously. The minute 9:30 kicks off, my automated texts are going out, which is not a lot. It takes me all of maybe 10, 15 minutes. And by 9:40ish, I'm already on the phone. I mean, my goal daily is to be speaking to a minimum of anywhere between 5 and 7, 8 sellers that I'm having a nice conversation with or I'm following up with. I'm trying to send out at least 2 to 3 offers daily. Who am I sending them to? My database, whether they're on a mailer, whether they're on a follow-up phone call. And Jesse, I'm not kidding you, man. I'm sending the offers one of 3 or 4 different ways. I'm either leaving it on the machine, I'm texting it, I'm emailing it, or I'm mailing it. If you're not sending out offers, you don't need a website. You don't need a DBA. You don't need to be working on flyers because for what? You don't have any deals.
DBA, what's the DBA? You
Doing
said
business
what is
name
it?
ads, like where you're trying to come up with a slick name like
Doing business as
Land
okay.
LLC or
Oh, your name. Oh, yeah, your
yeah,
name. Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean. It was
Yeah,
just
to
kind
be
of
kind of slick.
a
I've never
joke.
had a slick name. Yeah,
Was that?
I never had a slick name. The names are always I had Restored Home Buyers. Then I had just J Scott Land. So, but
That's
yeah,
Jesse.
people
I got to
do
be
have
honest
some.
with you, man. I speak to a lot of these new guys that are coming up, and I feel bad because I know that their intentions are good. They want things to be set up, but It's that I remember hearing this Navy SEAL mantra in a podcast where he said, uh, shoot, aim, kill. Like, just get it out there. You're not making offers. How are you going to learn this business? How are you going to do it? How are you going to?
And even, but now people always say, one thing people always say, make offers. If you make this many offers every day, you're going to get a deal. But also I feel like, I don't know, man, like making offers, but also really just talking to sellers, like talking to sellers as much as you can.
Yeah.
You got to make an offer eventually. It's got to be strategic. People are different on what they do. I know they make an offer right off the bat, or they just like play around a little bit. Not play around, but like, yeah, get the, the fact find. Getting the fact find, guys, is like where you're finding information about the seller and you're finding out what's going on with them. So like, you talk to them first thing. So so you reached out to us. So what do you have going on? And just that simple open-ended question could get them talking, and you want them to talk as much as possible. But yeah, definitely making offers, but I don't know. I feel like before I was very make an offer right now, but I feel like it all works really, but yeah, I just want to point that out. Just like, hey, people are always saying make this many offers every day, you're going to get a deal. Well, that's not always the case because they're getting a ton of offers. Because these days, everything is so different.
So you were saying,
but as far as like, just nowadays, I was thinking about real estate today. I was thinking about how different it is even a few years ago when I started. Like everyone's doing everything nowadays.
Yeah.
Like everyone is doing. So the real estate market is like everyone's doing. So land used to be like this niche market, and it's not a niche anymore. But I'm just saying, like, you got to be creative on what you're doing.
Yes,
but also
no.
you can do deals.
Yes and no.
I agree with you, and I'm just about to say that. Yeah, you can be creative is good, but also sometimes you don't have to be.
Stick to the basics.
But I don't know. I feel like it costs a lot of money to get deals nowadays if you're not super creative.
I think that
in my
it goes
opinion,
without saying, though, you might want to just add to the fact that you can't call yourself a business if you're not investing in yourself as a business, which come to the realization that if a month goes by and I've got no deals, well, guess what? That means only one thing, besides the obvious, but it means that there's not enough marketing going out, because I think there's enough marketing going out. You can kind of correct it on the fly, whether it's the wrong message, the wrong county, the wrong responses. You can generally get a good feel for what it is you're doing wrong if you've got enough money going into the machine to begin with to course correct along the way while you're speaking to prospective sellers. Maybe you sent a neutral letter, or you sent a blind offer, and you got so many phone calls, and you're like, I must have overpriced it. Or maybe you sent a neutral letter, and you got 0 replies. Maybe you had the wrong return address or something, the wrong phone number. You just don't know. But unless you're continually marketing, you're never going to know. You're never going to really know what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah. And neutral letters, guys, is when you're sending out a letter. You're sending a letter to someone who has vacant land that hey, I want to buy your land. I'll pay cash. Please call me. A blind offer is when you're sending. Yeah, that's a generic way to say it.
Yeah.
But the blind offer is where you're sending out an actual offer, almost like a contract where they can actually sign it, saying, "Hey, I'll pay you $50,000 for your 5 acres. Sign this, send it back, and we got a deal." So there's different ways to do marketing, but anyways, but I think we're getting a lot of topic here as far as the time management. So as far as the time management part, I don't know. It's just one of those things where everybody's day is different.
Yeah.
Some people have full-time jobs. Some people they work, like when I work nights. I mean, I had to do all my stuff at night. And then I had people doing I had virtual assistants, people that I hired overseas to do a lot of the work during the day because I was sleeping.
Yeah.
And if you can't afford to do that, that's fine. You just figure out what works best for you. And sometimes a lot of people I think work 9 to 5s, like you're 9 to 5, 8 to 5, whatever, and you get home and you find time after hours to do the work because you can make calls after 5. Like that's probably one of the best times, honestly, to make
Yeah.
calls
Yeah.
because
I
people are at
agree.
home, they aren't working, they're free, and no one else is probably calling them at that time.
You
And
know,
they might get annoyed. You call them at dinner or something, but I mean, for the most part, if that's when you have time, you have a couple hours every day after you get off of work, you put the kids to bed, and whatever you're doing, like just a couple hours a day, make an arrangement with your wife or husband, or if you're single, to make those calls. That's fine. Or I've heard guys making calls during the day, like on their lunch break.
I'll tell you one of
But
the
find what works best for you.
yeah, a couple of other things that's worth noting because I mean, let's be honest, I'm not on the phone from 9 o'clock to 2:30 every single day. I would say that I'm
Hmm.
on the phone pretty close, meaning from 9 to 12:30.
You're going surfing and stuff like that. You're going out there surfing
No,
the
don't
waves,
even try
bro.
that. I'm not surfing. I'll tell you what I'm doing.
There's so many waves out there.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you what I'm doing.
There's not though, right?
No,
I
no,
don't know about Palm Beach.
no. You know what? There actually is surf, but you need
Oh,
like
okay,
there's
cool.
this
Okay.
cool front. Just kidding.
I watched Surfer Dude last night with Matthew McConaughey. I'm a big surfer guy that's never surfed, but I've always wanted to.
What is wrong with you? There's no surf in Austin, is there?
Austin. I wish I lived in Austin. I live in Houston.
Houston. I was gonna say you're in the middle of a major. Yeah, there's. What's the? We're getting off
Way
the
off,
subject. Where's the
dude.
closest ocean? How
It's
many
humid
hours?
over. It's like 2 hours from me.
Yeah.
Like Crystal Beach,
Well,
Galveston.
back to work.
You can surf out there.
What I was going to say is a couple of things that are worth noting that I think is, especially starting out, especially it's great for guys that are just, or gals, just going. You want
No, there's no girls allowed.
you want to be doing two things I think that are overlooked. You want to be practicing pricing lots daily. You want to get so good that you can price a lot in under 2 to 3 minutes. That's the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is you want to have anywhere between 1,000 and 1,500 names that you're adding to your database weekly, whether you're considering retargeting them through a mail campaign, whether you're retargeting them in an old campaign. You always want to have new data going in because if you're not sending data, marketing pieces in one way, shape, or form on a weekly, bi-weekly, or really no more than bi-weekly basis, then who's going to be calling you? Or who are you going to be calling if you're not constantly getting that machine churning out? I'm just saying, that's a rhetorical question. I mean, what are you doing?
Yeah,
If you're not
that's true.
calling someone back, or if someone's not calling you, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's
I think, yeah. I mean, I think you're right. I mean, you have to be doing something, but going back to the time management part, it's like I just really feel like you need to figure out. Don't listen to everybody else. Like, really figure out what works best for you. And really, guys, like if you're doing this as an entrepreneur and you're trying to like do this for real, you don't have free time. Like you don't. Like literally, if you have a family, you have your family and you have your business. You don't. If you have a job, then you go to work. That's what you do.
yeah.
You don't go out. You don't go to the bar. You don't go. I mean, even vacations, really. I mean, if you're trying to be serious about it, I mean,
I'm
you
going to
don't
Mexico
unless
in a
you're
couple of weeks.
unless you get going. What's
So
that?
I'm going to Mexico in a couple of weeks. Should I not be going?
Well, I mean, you're doing something different. I mean, you've been doing it for a little bit, so that works for you.
Yeah.
You know what works for you, what income's coming. I'm talking about like for new people, like you have to be all in and just sacrifice all that stuff like that. But at the same time, enjoy your life, but also just know there's going to be a little bit of sacrificing your time,
Yeah.
for your business in the beginning
Yeah.
to figure out what's going on and how to learn how to do it. If you don't, it's going to take you a little bit longer to get going.
I don't
And then you
think
probably
also,
end up quitting
not even
anyways.
to interrupt what you were going to say, what you had said earlier or a second ago. I don't know if I'm a complete advocate or I'm going to put the stamp of approval on saying that you should do what works for you. I'll tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're jumping into, not you, obviously, in general, our audience. You're jumping into a business that you don't know anything about. So you're either in it full time or you're not. Okay. So let's just go with the premise that we're speaking to most people that might be in it full time or looking to get in it full time. You have to follow a blueprint that works for you. You can't create a blueprint, meaning I think you really should be, for lack of a better word, taking one of these courses to give you some sort of structure. Because it's not that the business isn't that hard. I think what's hard is people make it hard by creating all these other recipes into this dish and thinking it's going to come out the way the other overly successful individuals do it. And I think you got to be hyper focused.
Yes, that's good. Hyper focus that's perfect.
You know, you got to.
I'm saying, well, I'm saying what works best for you. I'm saying what works best for your schedule because everyone's schedule is different.
Right.
Some people have W-2, 9 to 5s. They work nights. Some people don't have a job.
Right.
Some people have no money. They're young, in their 20s or something, no kids, nothing, and they don't have a job or they work like random jobs. And they're trying to figure, like, I'm trying to figure out your schedule. I'm saying all your free time
Right.
should be going towards, and that's the time management part. All your free time should be going towards generating more leads and talking to more sellers. So whatever that looks like for you, make that happen. And honestly, I like to do what's it called? Time journal yourself. Like, all right, so today I did this, tomorrow I did this, and like a week of like what you've been doing daily. And they'll kind of show you where you have time slots to add to your time.
I got a question for your schedule.
To your business.
How do you, what's your schedule tomorrow?
What's that again? Sorry, say again.
You're like, what's up? I go, what's your schedule like tomorrow? I know.
Tomorrow?
Off guard.
Get
like,
up. Sleep in. Get up. 5:30. Okay, 5:30. Get up. Shower. Go eat breakfast. Sit down. Drink some coffee. Read my Bible, and read a chapter in a book. Read my devotional. Go to the gym. Hour there. 15 minutes to get there. 15 minutes to get home. Hour at the gym. Come home. Shower. Change. Protein shake. And I'm sitting down in front of my computer at 9.
And then the question. What time do you start work tomorrow?
9 a.m.
Okay. What are you going to do at 9 a.m.?
I'm going to, one thing I was like, you should make calls at 9. I'm like, I like to wait until about 10, honestly, because I feel like
Fair enough.
people aren't really awake. You know what I'm saying?
What are you going to do from 9 to 10?
So 9 to 10, arrange, get my day ready. Like as far as like, I'm going to be looking up the people I'm going to call, the properties I'm going to call. Someone to, the dirty titles, the distressed property acquisition, properties that have sellers that are deceased and they have heirs, and I'm trying to fix their title.
So 9 to 10.
I'm going to arrange. Yeah, maybe even 9 to probably 9. Yeah, 9 to 10, 9 to 45 to an hour. Yeah.
Okay.
Not even researching, just already have them researched. Already have them researched. Yeah.
Okay.
They're already researched. I'm just trying to align those people up of who I'm going to call and what I'm going to talk about.
Okay.
And I might have some time there to do some research, but I don't want to make a call until 10, honestly, because I don't want to.
So you're making phone calls.
Wake people up.
10 to when?
10. I'd say 10 to probably 10 to 5.
No.
10 to 5. Yep.
You're not doing 6 hours.
That's my goal.
Let me rephrase the question. What are you doing, and for how long are you?
Why wouldn't I do 10 to 5? Why wouldn't I do phone calls from 10 to 5?
No.
I have 3 days a week to do work.
It's not possible to be on the phone for 6 hours on a daily basis.
Well, you take breaks. You have lunch.
This is what we want to hear, though. Okay, so.
And you okay. So I'm listen. I'm taking breaks, and maybe I take a break from call. This is because what I'm doing, I'm not making a bunch of phone calls. I'm finding out who the heir is. Then I'm going to call those people, and if they don't answer, I'm going to the next one. I got to research that one. And I got to find the heirs for that one. So that research there might take an hour.
Okay.
Could take an hour and a half. They don't have to determine what's going to take to find the numbers for that person. So 6 hours, you'd say probably half of that time. Yeah. So for 3 hours, I'm probably making a call. I'm actually on the phone for 3 hours, maybe calling people, but no one's answering the phone. So the thing is, I'm just dialing people. Someone answers the phone, I get excited. I'm like, oh. So it's a little bit different than what we're used to in the past of like talking to so many people. Like, oh, wrong person. Okay, this like just so you get burnt out talking to people, but really this is like totally opposite.
Yeah.
Where I can't really talk to anybody. I get actually talk to somebody. I get excited, and it's actually a good conversation usually. But yeah, so I say whatever your time you have. I have 3 days a week, so I don't have a lot of time. So I have to really consolidate that time and do as much as I can during that time without burning myself out.
Yeah.
And but honestly, who's the guy from? There was a guy from Wholesaling Inc. His name was. Guy's been around forever. He like was doing mail for houses like back in the day. He actually created Wholesaling Inc.
Oh.
Anyways, but there's two brothers from Wholesaling Inc. guys.
Tom Kroll.
Well, Brent Daniels owns it now. Tom Kroll, there you go. Man, you're so good, bro. So Tom Kroll, he would say do 90-minute sessions. Like he says, like you can't do any more than 90 minutes, or you're gonna get like do 90 minutes and take a break.
Yeah.
I don't know how long he said take a break, 15 minutes, something like that. Do 90 minutes, take a break. Do 90 minutes, take a break. That's when you're because if you do it for too long, for a long period of time on the phone or whatever, you're gonna get burnt out and you're gonna be as effective.
Yeah.
You'll be less effective over a long. Then when you first make first call, the first couple hours, you're gonna be like the best person ever. Then at the end, you're gonna be like burnt out and tired. So, but also I feel like whatever you want, you have to make it happen. I mean, it's just like I don't have 5 days a week to work. I don't have 3.
Yeah.
I have Sunday, but Sunday's so packed full. I want to go to church. I want to go to the gym. My mom, the mom of my kids picks them up at 11:30. So I don't have a lot of time on Sunday, but Monday through Wednesday, I'm free. So that's why I said make it work for you, but capitalize your time. Be super efficient.
You write any of that stuff down that you're doing? Like, for example.
Yeah, I do time journals. I do like, hey, today I did this, today I did that, and I look at my time journals like, hey,
rewind.
Where could I be more effective?
The day before, so like I'll give you an example.
No, I do time journals like the day of, like, okay, so today I'll reflect on the day. Like today, from this time to this time, I did this. Yeah. So I can go back and like do a time audit on myself. Like, all right, today I could have worked more efficiently here, or why did I like drink coffee for this long? Why did I read for this long? Or why did I go to Walmart after the gym to get something? I could have done that after I was done working for the day.
Yeah.
Like you got to figure out like when people are active and doing stuff, when people are up, you want to be doing income generating, which is talking to people and calling people or texting, and then your research on the properties, and then going to Walmart or whatever to do a grocery shopping. I need to do that after hours when no one else. I'm not doing business stuff, So I don't have a lot of time. I have 3 days a week, so some people have 5, some people have a couple hours a day, some people have 1 hour a day. Yeah. I mean, it's like you don't really know whatever works for you, but just be very efficient with your time, which is hard, super hard to do. Especially you have a family, you have a wife, and 2 kids. I'm single, but at the same time, we're real guys, real men with real lives. That's who we are.
For sure. I think if I were a real estate coach, if I were coaching you, the one thing I would tell you that I know is super beneficial that I've heard other people do it, and I've been doing it now for quite some time. Before you go to bed, whatever your schedule is like for tomorrow, it's written down. And that's what you're going to do. And that's what you're going to stick to. So, again, I know from 8:15 to 9:15 tomorrow, I will be listening to the podcast and practicing comping various parcels. I know from 9:15 to 12 o'clock, my goal will be to speak to 3 owners and submit 5 offers. I know from 12:15 to 12:45, there'll be lunch. I know from 12:45 to 2 o'clock, there'll be follow-up phone calls and miscellaneous tasks to do, such as scheduling photos, following up on deals that are already in the pipeline. By 2:30, done. From 2:30 to 5:30, family time, running around with kids,
That's good.
dealing with my son. 5:30 to
Mhm.
6:30 is dinner. 6:30 to 8 o'clock, miscellaneous, whether maybe shooting back some texts, whether I'm doing emails. I try to stay off the phone. And then otherwise, it's a repeat, rinse cycle, Monday through Thursday, Friday. It's kind of half of that. And then Saturday and Sunday, 2 hours and 2 hours. And I got to look at it. If I don't look at it, I'd fly on the edge of my seat,
Yes, that's good.
you know.
What time do you go to sleep?
I'd say about like 10 o'clock I'm crashed.
That's good.
10
You're
o'clock.
crap. You're actually asleep at that
I
point.
will
Yeah,
say
that's good.
I do take a nap 4 to 5 days a week, no more than 17 minutes.
That's good. I mean, that's fine. And when you get up so early, it's kind of hard not to.
Yeah.
Especially you're going to the gym too, right?
Yeah.
You go to the gym
Yeah.
like
tomorrow, I'll go
daily.
to the gym at 5 o'clock just to get out the out.
Yeah, and then you go to the gym, and then you get done with the gym. You have a little bit of energy. Well, I used to always have a lot of. I used to have a lot of energy afterwards, but then like within an hour, I'm kind of crashing. I'm like, oh, geez, I'm tired now. Yeah, I worked out too hard, or what's going on?
Yeah.
So I have to like get myself like. I would say this too, guys. It's hard to do this mundane crap.
Yeah.
Like I'm
at
at
the
my
end of the
desk
day,
right
it is.
now. I'm at my desk. Go ahead.
No. Just to add what you were saying, it is. It's hard to do the mundane.
Mm-hmm.
Master the mundane, they said.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, see, I'm at my desk right now, and I'm sitting here at my desk, my computer, and I have a window to look out at. So like, it's kind of nice to look outside. But it's like, man, it's just it can get so boring because I'm a hands-on person. When I was doing construction, like in my flip houses, it was kind of a little bit easier to go work because I was actually doing something outside or I was working with my hands. But it can get kind of difficult to sit here. But if you can master the mundane, do the mundane, and do it consistently, you will be successful.
Big time. And I think
That's all you gotta do, man. Because people don't want to do it, and they want to hire people out, but no one's gonna be as good as you.
Yeah.
You can hire every VA in the world can be so good. Any virtual assistant that's overseas can be so good, and they can be they can be affordable, but they will not be as good as an American, and not as good as you because you know the business.
And I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
If you're not producing, the last thing you want to do is have someone that you're now managing.
Yes, that's a great dude. That's a great podcast for next time about hiring and how to manage and when you should hire. I love that because I know because you have someone now, and I used to have people, and I've hired multiple people since I've been in real estate and fired people and figured out whatever. So we could definitely do that next time.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Anything else you want to add to this, Mr. Acquittal?
No, I could tell you this.
Okay.
Since we do these podcasts in the evenings, that I know usually when we're done, I rush to get home just so that way I can finally have a little bit of downtime. I love seeing you.
Yes.
I do.
Yes. I love seeing you too, man. I love talking to you. I think I talk to you more often than just our podcast. I talk always before, but you get to go home. You get to go home, your beautiful wife, your kids. So that's pretty cool, dude. I'm just here lonely in my home, which is actually pretty cool too. Cause I like being alone. It's kind of nice, dude. It really is. No one's telling me to do anything. I can do what the hell. I'm actually about to get off of here, get on my golf cart, and go ride around.
Nice.
And drink a beer. That's what I'm about to do, dude.
I know you are. I can see
it's nice. It's nice outside.
Is it?
It's nice. The weather, it's like 80s here, but the right now the sun's. So your sun's more set. So our sun sets about like 7:40. I'm 7 o'clock right now here in Central Time. So right now is a good time. I can go out there.
Take a look. It's still pretty sunny for 8 o'clock.
It is, but I can go drive around. I can see. I saw an owl last night. I can see like different deer and stuff like that in my neighborhood. I can go drive around. So
brother,
I like seeing wildlife.
Sign us out, brother.
All right, guys. Don't forget the in front of everything, guys, because we are like the Ohio State. We are the Golden Ticket Podcast.com. Check us out at that one right there. I'm coming down for real, bro. Like, no, I used to freestyle for real back in high school.
Oh no, are you serious?
Dude, I was all about them. I had bleach blonde hair. I had a lowrider Ford Ranger. We'll
Please,
go over that next time, man. I
please
didn't go in my
finish this.
past. Like,
Please
dude, I
finish
was
this
raw,
episode.
son. Anyways, thegoldenticketpodcast.com. You can check me out on my social with Jesse Davis REI. That's at Jesse. Yeah. No, that's like 90s crap. Or no, that's like 80s. No, I'm talking like Tupac, Master P.
Okay.
I was into all that stuff. Like Southern stuff. South, son. You don't know about that Southern stuff. Son, living in Palm Beach, New York. Oh, you were in New York, though, at that time, right? In high school, right?
Yeah.
You in New York in high school?
Yeah.
So you were like the Eastern stuff. The Eastern stuff was pretty cool, but we were the Southern stuff. And I'm sorry, I'm going way off topic here.
Jason Crow. This is the Golden Ticket Podcast. I was blessed to have Jesse Davis take the helm, but for now, we are both signing out. Jesse, do your
Jesse Davis at REI Instagram or Jesse Scott Davis on Facebook. Check us out on our website and fill out a form to be a guest or to submit your deal. If you have a deal, we can help you out to dispo it, figure out like, hey, you want to evaluate the deal for you? We'll do it for you. TheGoldenTicketPodcast.com. Like and subscribe, please. Help us out, guys. Leave a review, 5 stars, please.
please.
We out. See you next week. Yo.